send them to their corresponding countries, overseas or Mexico, and then he wants to bring them back expeditiously. So I asked him, if that's your position, why don't you just change the law? Because you see, he says, his reasoning is, they have to go because it's the law. That doesn't make any sense, because we can change the law. So for example, if you want to check out all these illegal immigrants, you could process them here in the United States in their homes and their jobs, make sure that they're responsible for every citizen, and give them a work permit, some kind of legal status, and you don't have to go through all these calamity, pain, and suffering. They can say the plan is fine. I think the worst part about the plan is it reflects the mentality that he has, which is very moralistic and rationalistic. So, I mean, can you imagine all that expense and all that suffering for nothing just because that's the law? You can change the law. What do you think about it? Does it make sense?
It sure does. And what would you like to see more of from him?
Well, I would like him to spell out the principles that govern his thinking and influence his decisions on public policy. So I'd like to know what his political principles are, what his economic principles are. So, for example, his trade policy is contradictory because he says that China is killing us, taking all our jobs, because they devalue the currency. And they do that because they're very cunning and smart. They outsmart them, so they devalue the currency and make their products in the United States cheaper, which is true. When you devalue your currency, that's what happens. But the contradictory part of his thinking is that when asked, why is China having this crisis, this economic crisis, he says, because they devalue their currency, because they have funny money. Well, either it's very cunning and very good for your country to devalue your currency, or it isn't. You can't say that it is and it isn't. In reality, when you value somebody's currency, all that happens is that your exporters can sell cheaper in their country. But guess what? Everything they sell in your country becomes more expensive. So the people cannot benefit from the low prices like we benefit. So it's really a matter of who you want to favor, the exporters or the importers. So it's a wash. In America, traditionally, we have been favoring the importers, the customers, the people, instead of the exporters. And that's why we've had what they call a strong dollar policy. What does that mean? We devalue less than they do. We let them have an advantage in export, and we have an advantage in low prices in import. You know, you got to get into the reasoning and thinking of a person to see if it makes sense. What I'd like to see is him spelling his principles. Cardi B is asking, what should we ask Trump? What did she say? She said, ask him what he intends to govern by. Very smart. So, did any of the journalists ever ask him that? That's the problem with these debates. They are really just press conferences. They're not real debates. In a real debate, if you and I are going to have a debate, I know what questions I want to ask you. Don't have a journalist ask you questions. I know what your weak points are. I know what I need to know from you. I know how to lead you to proper conclusion on a public policy matter issue. That's what I do. I do Socratic inquiry. That's why they call me the Socratic assassin. That's right. Now, the Weekly Standard called me the Socratic assassin. Why? Because I investigate the fundamentals of someone's thinking, their principles, and I see if they match the public policy that we have, or if they are in contradiction with one of the other conclusions that they may have. There's two But the value of currency is really smart. The value of currency is the currency of
That's all the questions I have. And can you just state your name for the camera? And
what's the point?
very nice to meet you.